Friday Night Blitz is brought to you by Featherstone Cabinetry, Harns Furniture, and Sweetwater Spirits and Resorts. Your Blitz starts now.
We are back with another edition of Friday Night Blitz. I'm Griffin Stroyan, and that is my partner in crime, Nate Myha.
Hey, Griffin, we had a ton of great games tonight. The only downside, the weather. I got drenched. I'm sure you did too.
Oh, absolutely soaked. But that did not stop some of the games tonight.
Hey, no, it did not. And coming into week 2, this was a game that we had circled on our calendar. Medford hosting Amherst.
Oh my goodness, two great teams that went far in the playoffs last season. The Falcons are coming off a win last week, while the Raiders fell in their opener against Rice Lake. During the introductions, there was no rain, but shortly after, it would start coming down and hitting the ground, but that would not stop Amherst. First drive of the day is going to lead to Landon Moe. This touchdown right up the middle. The Falcons are going to take an early lead in this one. After Medford failed to convert on 4th and short, Amherst looking to capitalize. Moe is scrambling around, can't find anyone, and then he loses the ball. Raiders hop on top, and they're back in business. A few plays later, Aiden Gardner follows his blocker, rushes in for 6. Medford would go for 2 and convert, so they're up 1. The Falcons, though, would come back and score easily. Moe hands it off to Jake Hoffman, and he goes untouched for the touchdown. Amherst regains the lead. Later in the quarter, Hoffman gets the rock, again spying the hole, and it looks like he's gone, but wait for a second, he forgot something. Ball's on the ground, and Medford's got it again. What a turn of events. And then into the second quarter, the Raiders on that same drive, they'd go all the way into the red zone, but the rain really affected both teams. The ball is wet, and it's on the turf again. This time, Amherst able to pick it up, and then they would march down the field, and it's Moe again, the quarterback keeper. This game would be delayed in the third quarter, but later be called due to weather. Medford drops their second game in a row, losing 29-14.
And jumping over to Portage County now, Superior making the trip from all the way north to take on Stevens Point. Opening drive for the Panthers. They called the play that's called throw it deep and just outrun everybody. Riley Warzinski drops a dime to Tommy Droner, 52 yards for the score, point up by 6. And Superior has been said to never give up its dead, but it does give up the football right into Mason Jelinski's hands, and the Panthers take over with excellent field position. On the very next play, Warzinski says, let me show off that arm strength. Uncorks a pass to a wide open Quinn Martin for the touchdown. Panthers roll 43-0 in a rain-shortened game.
The ROSHOLT Hornets traveled to Crandon to take on the Cardinals. Crandon on a 14-game losing streak, looking to put that away. First quarter, Crandon driving down the field, running back to the right. Looks like a dead play, right? Wrong. Jacob McIntosh finds the edge. He gets 6. The 2-point conversion puts Crandon up 8-0. ROSHOLT trying to answer. Isaac Milodowick airs it out, but remember our good old friend McIntosh? He grabs the pick, coughs up the ball, though, but Caden Pulabicki falls on it. Crandon was in the red zone 5 times in the first half, but costly penalties kept them out of the end zone in this one. Almost at the end of the half, ROSHOLT punting, and whoop, there goes the ball. He's going to grab it and says, you know what, forget this. I'm going for the first down. He heaves it downfield. He completes it somehow, but falls just short. And that would be the story of the game for ROSHOLT. Crandon ends that nasty losing streak. They beat the Hornets 16-8. Cardinals are flying high tonight. And now, some more scores from games we could not make it to tonight. In 8-man football, 3 Lakes and Phelps put a smackdown on Gillett. Blue Jays win 13-0. Then, Newman Catholic, they rolled over Bruce. The Cards win 48-8. And then finally, Schwamigan downs Frederick 38-8. All right, Nate.
Take a breath.
It's time for us to get to halftime, rehydrate, maybe stretch. We have the second half of the show coming.
Absolutely. We've got some great highlights from the Great Northern Conference, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
And welcome back to the Blitz. Now, Nate, one thing I never understood about college football are the conference names and how they don't make any sense. For example, the Big Ten having more than 10 teams. To put my best Jerry Seinfeld impression, what's the deal with all these conference names?
Nailed that one. Believe me, it made no sense to me either when I was a kid and I learned the Big Ten had 11 teams at that time. blew my mind. But since we are in the Northwoods, I couldn't think of a better name than the Great Northern Conference.
Absolutely.
And to the GNC we go. Let's get groovy as Lakeland traveled to play Tomahawk. Scoreless in the second quarter. Lakeland trying to get something going. And when your name is Rocky, this is the type of run I expect to see. Rocky Wagner taking the swing pass, makes guys miss, and then runs through a couple of defenders' faces. He helps the T-Birds set up shop inside the 20, but the drive would end in a missed field goal. Then the Hatchets looking to attack. Tyler Jablonski off the busted play. He's looking like Money Manziel at Texas A&M, but then he loses the football. T-Birds jump on top of it, and a few plays later, Wagner once again taking the handoff, getting outside, gets the edge, and gets in for 6. Lakeland gets their first win on the year. Final score 21-6. And sticking with the GNC to Mike Webster Stadium as Rhinelander hosted Milwaukee Riverside. First drive of the game. Caden Neary taking the handoff to the outside, gets down the sidelines. He gone. And a little bit later on, Rhinelander still trying to grow that lead. Jackson Smith, little play flake. He flips it to a wide open Caleb Osikas. He can walk it in. Rhinelander rolls 50-22.
Some more area scores. Florence gets a big win over Algome. Bobcats win 14-6. Then in Ashland to Hurley, North Stars roll into town. They knock off the Ordockers with a 38-12 win. And finally, Wausau West is off to a hot start. The Warriors beat up on Merrill 14-0. And that concludes week 2 of the Friday Night Blitz. We lost a couple games, Nate, but hey, it was still a good one.
It was a great indeed, and we got more coming up next week as well.
It is going to be great, but for that, I'm Griffin Stroyan. That's Nate Myhawk, and please go to bed.